Hey fellow zombie slayers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Arctic Episode 7, Tool Time Part 1. What I'm going to have you guys do right off the bat at the start of the stream is to vote what Victor Freeze should do. So there's a few choices here. I can either search for tools, books, a generator, or food. We have sort of grabbed a little bit of food, but in terms of tools, one of the most obvious ones that I'm currently missing would be a sledgehammer. I think any chance of me securing the building properly will require a sledgehammer. I also don't have a lot of the magazines that I would normally need either. Oh, Tusk has left the area. So that's another issue. I am lacking a whole lot of reading material. And then a generator would help keep me warm to some degree or another. There's also antique stoves and the like, and they'll be later on down the list for things to search for. And then, of course, there is food, if you just want me to scavenge for food. So here's a little reminder of the recipes I currently know. I do indeed know how to use generators. I got that magazine, but I am lacking pretty much every other magazine. The really important ones would be farming magazine, if I am to farm for food. And then there is a whole lot of tools on my checklist that I'm missing. So what I'm going to do right at the start here is to go through my checklist to make sure I mark down all that I do have so I don't grab duplicates that would otherwise be heavy. Because if I'm going across town, it means that I have a certain finite amount of weight that I can carry. So let's start off with books, shall we? So on me, I don't have anything in my normal inventory, and I have Farming 1 in my backpack. So Farming 1 is getting marked off. In terms of what I've read, I haven't read anything but partial First Aid 1, which is fine. So other books, I have Carp 2 and 3. I've got Cook 5, Electrical 4, Farming 1, it's in my backpack. There are some magazines here that I need to read. Oh, and Sky Collective, Zinlin, Glitch, thank you for the bits and the gifted subs. And cheers. Looks to me like we're going to be searching for tools. Awesome. So before I search for tools, I just want to sort through all the inventory. So the current priority is sort the inventory and then go for tools. Pretty straightforward. And I'm really hoping I get lucky for tools because, oof. So there are some duplicates here, which I'll grab. I don't need duplicates. I don't want to carry them around. They're heavy, bulky, etc. So that was Farming 4. Cool. And then First Aid 1 and 3. Fish 2. Forge 1 and 2. Here's the duplicate. Mechanics 4 and 5. Metalwork 1 and 2. Tailor 2, 3, 4. And Trapping 3. All right, so a very incomplete book collection, as you can see. I have 3 copies of the Metalwork magazine. That seems hoardish. And then in terms of tools, I am lucky that I do already have a jack and lug wrench, and I believe I have a tire pump somewhere. I think there was a tire pump somewhere. Maybe it's in the car still. But those are the really important ones for Those are the really important ones for car maintenance. So jack, tire pump, and lug wrench. I have to make sure that I do in fact have a tire pump somewhere. On me, I've got a needle, and I think, right? Maybe not. No, I think needle still has to be part of the list. At least I have scissors. And then I do have a regular wrench and a screwdriver. I think, right? I see the screwdriver. Actually, screwdriver somehow isn't on my, like, need to grab list. But I do have a wrench here. So, that's good. And that's not on my regular list. Odd. But I'll write it down and then cross it off. I do have a saw. It's a garden saw, but still, it's just a different flavor of saw. No metalworking stuff. Can opener, though. That was real important. I feel like my list is incomplete here. I guess it is. And if you're wondering, I have a PDF on my Discord for all the things that, you know, I have put on the list. I think... So, needle, generator, sledgehammer, pipe wrench, hammer. I think even a regular hammer, which is crazy. Propane torch, welder's mask, gas can I can mark down, cooking pot I can mark off. Not that I actually have a cooking pot, but there's so many cooking pots around that it's so much not an issue to obtain one. And then I think that's the list. I believe it is the total list of the things that I'm going to want. So that's good. I did mention that I wanted to read the magazines because it's just easier for me to like speed read them and for them to be removed from the list as a result. So here's a bunch of duplicate magazines. I'm going to put them somewhere else, these duplicates, because I don't need them. And I don't want to get them mixed in with everything else. A little bit of organization. I know everything's on the ground, but eventually, once I move into where I permanently want to live, that should change. It might, yeah, good call. It might be in this other pile here. There was sort of two piles going on. This is yet another pile. So this is, let me go through this. Carpentry 2 might be a duplicate. It's hard to tell what... Okay. I think this is isolated this pile. So there's the cooking pot. Electrical 2 and 3 is right there. Cool. Farming 2. Forage 3. Mechanics 2. Metalwork 4. And Trap 1. With machetes, pickaxes... Okay. Given my amount of machetes, I might have machetes be... long blades be my primary weapon for a bit. Because where I'm headed is going to be very nasty, I suspect. Very difficult, so... Oh, that might have been my only machete. That's okay. So any magazine I have not yet read, I'll drag into my inventory as soon as I'm done with this current magazine. To get them off of the Forge 4 list. A lot of car magazines, that's good. Good for vehicle maintenance. Oh. Okay, I think these are it. Let's just get through this reading. And then head for tools. Has the helicopter shown up yet? There is no helicopter. There are no meta events whatsoever. If you want the full details, exclamation mark details gets you them. But all meta events, except for like sleeping based ones, are disabled. The idea is that there's no one else. I think actually helicopters in real life struggle to fly in, well, definitely in certain elevations, but I think at certain temperatures as well. Because they're more susceptible to like certain parts of them freezing or something like that. I don't know. I vaguely remember reading that. All right, so I did spend pretty much the entire morning sorting through the magazines, but if we take a look at the training materials now, as you can see, yeah, I've really filled it up. So it's the Guerrilla Radios, Engineer 1, Angler 2, Farming, Herbalist, and Metalwork 4. So there's not a lot of magazines that I'm missing, which is good. At some point, I'll make a book run. So about a hardware store. So here's the trick. There's actually 2 hardware stores I could go to. I'm kind of equidistant from both, but I'm also really far away from both, so it kind of sucks. So there's one hardware store here. And let me, oh, you know what? I don't have my eraser anymore. I need to get rid of all those bugged and glitched erasings. I swore I had an eraser. No, I really don't. There it is. Don't know how it ended up on the floor. All right, let's take a look again. Get rid of all this weirdness. Don't know what happened here, but what I can do is put the marks back, I guess, and hope that they don't bug out for next stream. It was something like that. It doesn't really matter. So, points of interest that I could visit. There's a hardware store. So I'm here, right? I'm right there. There's a hardware store up here, and this is option number 1. This is sort of where Louis lived. This is the Ready Prep building, and this is the factory that Louis lived in. The advantage of this hardware store is it's also kind of near a Book Naked. Sort of. There's a Book Naked here in this spot. Which, maybe... Is there like a books icon? Yeah. Yeah, let's mark it down like this. So I'll have red as in... Really? I can't remove marking all of a sudden? There we go. I'll have red as in have not gone and blue will be looted or something like that. So in terms of hardware, I'll do a wrench or maybe a sledgehammer. So there's a hardware store here and a bookstore there. And then in the opposite direction, I believe, there's another hardware store. Let me just mark it down for you guys so you know what you're voting on. Because I'm going to have you pick essentially which one I'm headed to. Because they're both going to be a little rough to get to. Dang it. Now I'm lost on my own map. There we go. So the hardware store, the other one, is sort of to the east, I think. Yeah. So it's this is the baseball diamond. And it would be here. And then there's also a bookstore here. So relatively equidistant. This one might be a little further, but once you're going multiple city blocks, it makes not much of a difference. So which hardware store to head to? North or east? And while you guys vote on this, what I will try to do for my future benefit is to mark down some additional points of interest around where I live so that you guys know. So obviously this is a hospital, as is, I think, that other pink building, because they're color-coded. What is this pink building here? That is the fire station? Huh. What? I'm a little confused. Oh, it's a medical center. So there is a fire station up here. There's a gun store right here. This is a gun store. And then I guess I'll have an axe for a fire station. So this is the fire station. There is the Books Emporium. That would be here. I went there last series. Books Emporium. And that's not too far. I've traversed sort of past that area. Trying to think of other points of interest that are around me that are like worth marking down. There's the public library. So that would be here. And I think that might be all of like the actual interesting points of interest that are not too far off. There are storage containers here. I'll put the potential of electricity, because you tend to find generators down there. So there's a possibility of me finding generators in that area. And then a little bit further down, there are warehouses, which I guess I will put... what icon do I want for that? This little trash one. These are all little warehouses. All right, North wins by a single vote. Cool. So I think my angle of attack is just going to be sort of as the crow flies as much as I can to limit how much stuff like I walk into as I try to walk or travel there. And you know, I think I'll keep the machete, but I think what I'll do is I'll still be using my crowbar for now, and I'll dip into the machete if I need to. I'm a little nervous about this trip because it's got the potential of being really, really scary. I'm just gonna eat a whole box of cereal, load up on them calories, and we're off. Alright, there was not a tire pump in the trunk. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the lug wrench and the jack and maybe put the regular wrench in the trunk as well. Just so that if I need to, like... I don't know what good a flat tire is going to be. Like, if I need to swap tires, usually the tires that you swap to are flat. And then I'll also grab the gas cans as well, in case there's something to siphon to. Hey, Mugger Prime. Thank you for the resub. And Progadog. And Formid as well. Potable Gizmo. Platt. And Stutach. Frostle. Or Frosty, rather. Thank you for the resubs. While I was marking down the map. Yeah, I ditched the pump when I was running from Horde. Yeah, I remember that now. Before I go anywhere, I probably want to open up the vehicle mechanics just to make sure that I see the health of the car as I drive. Because it is not a good condition car. This thing is falling apart. Oh, there is a lot of zombies out on this road. Like, a lot. Oop. I think there's so many zombies that my, like, frame rate is tanking. And it's making it very hard to drive. Alright, well, let's deal with the panic first. The leisurely drive through town is giving Victor a heart attack. I feel like I picked, like, the worst possible neighborhood to try to attempt to live in. Oh, my, so there's a problem here. My driver's side window is broken. So they can reach in on me. I gotta be really careful with that. Had I noticed how damaged it was, I should have swapped the passenger window for the driver one. Because a broken window is very sketch. Essentially, if a horde hangs me up, like if I get bogged down, I'm just dead. I need to, you know, bail out of the car immediately. Well, I'm only maybe a block away, so hoping that does not happen. Of course, because of the broken window, I suspect the heater doesn't really work anymore. So that sucks. So here's Zach's hardware. And I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. It's too bad I don't have a vehicle I can use as like a battering ram. This probably, given the quantity that I'm having to face, calls for machete time. Because I also don't have a safe spot that I've secured yet. So I'm in like a constant state of rounding them up and trying not to double back into my own wake. Which is, really? Already? My, beta blockers wore off? You gotta be kidding me. That was, some sugar pills. I don't think the beta blockers can handle the appreciated level of panic that that Victor is currently feeling. Alternatively, just because there's so many, and I'll be here for like a day and a half trying to fight them, I'm gonna attempt to lure them away. To pull them away from the hardware store and then double back and take out whatever remains. I think that's going to be easier. Yeah, rather than taking my placebo bottle of beta blockers. Exactly. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of yelling to make sure that they're following. There's a chain link fence that I'm going for. And then as soon as I hop this chain link fence, I should be able to ditch a lot of them, circle back around the arcade, which is on my left, and not have to fight the everyone. Given what Victor's has to deal with, I think drinking straight maple syrup might be in order. What boots do I have on? Okay, military boots. Because we're starting to get into the people that frequent the tassel and the velvet, yeah, the velvet tassel place. Meaning that they wear a lot more leather. Biker gang, folks. Alright, this doesn't look too bad. As long as I can get through these guys. I'm going to run a quick prediction. Will I find a sledgehammer? What do you guys think? So I'm headed to a hardware store primarily to try to find a sledgehammer. I wouldn't mind a pipe wrench and a hammer, blow propane torch and mask and that kind of stuff. But the sledgehammer is probably the most important item that I'm going to want to find, so... I gotta say, I haven't been fighting very long, so for me to be exhausted is feels a little quick. There's a cop car up there. I might have some firearms. I will do maybe 20 more minutes of reading, just to make sure that I'm not tired going into the hardware store. Tusk, come back. Trying to encourage her. For those that try to redeem the Yoda cam, you'll be disappointed there is no Yoda. Come here, girl. That's yours. That's your peanut. She's like, unconvincing. This here is a pawn shop. This pawn shop can also have a chance to have things like sledgehammers as well. And also good tools. So, there's always more hope. No, I already had a holster. Oh, right, it's a cop car. You can't go from the back to the front. It did, however, have a bandage. I previously was using ripped sheets, so I think a bandage would be better. Look at that point spread on the prediction, huh? You guys aren't sure. I'm kidding. 2/3 of you said no. You're cursing me. I see how it is. Oh, I probably did not mean to be this close to that convenience store, because I definitely just aggroed way more zombies than I should have. There's so many zombies, it's like, there's like a hissing noise. They're filling the airwaves. Louisville, you scary. Well, I know that I can double back up this road a bit. How is there so many? Well, I am already exerted. That didn't take very long. Problem is, I can only go so far back this way until I'm running into the original crowd that I pissed off. on the other side of the vents. Nope, I said sit on ground. I am positive of that. Alright, I think it's time for a little katana action. If I'm gonna have to cut through them, I might as well cut through them as fast as I can. I was trying to raise my maintenance and long blade skill before bringing out the katana so that the katana would last me longer. But there's no sense in having a weapon last me long if I'm dead. Dead men don't wield blades. And who knows? Maybe the pawn shop that I'm trying to liberate here will have a katana as well. All right. I think the katana did the heavy work, so I'm going to switch. Having it as like a backup weapon is great. Absolutely great. I may have to sleep somewhere like the Red Owl Inn tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get home. Not that my home isn't much better. Can you see skills? Sure. Ain't many. I think that was yep, just a bread knife. So I should probably stick as close to the arcade wall as I can, because I didn't realize how many zombies there were in that convenience store. It was like dozens. There's the pawn shop. You know, it might be worth just actually searching the pawn shop real quick. It's not a terrible place to look for tools. And the pawn shop's apartment building up top might be a good place to rest for the night as well. It looks relatively empty. I hear someone, but I don't know. Don't know where they are. Oh, we got more guitars. This thing's been pretty picked over, though. Not a lot of stuff so far. Ooh, an annotated map. We saw these things all around the gym here. Don't get anywhere at night. Moved here. Go get them if you need help. Ah, well, cool. I'm making a point of keeping the annotated ones, so I'll favor that, stick it in my backpack. Take a shoe, leave a shoe. Like, take a penny, but with warmer feet. Pickaxe is a really good weapon. Very fatiguing, but hits insanely hard. There's really nothing back here. Or in the front of the shop. Up the counters. A dish towel, a revolver. Man, this is disappointing. There's so very little. Anyone that remembers Louis coming through here remembers the abundance of stuff I found. So this is a pretty good indicator of like how the different loot registers, because there's like nothing here. What's that? Oh, Yates. Nothing like some Irish lit on a CD. Yep, well that's it. This was not worth entering. No, not even a little bit. It was so bad it made Victor anxious. So those that voted no for me finding a sledgehammer, you probably feel a lot more confident now, don't you? Could I sleep in there? I could. Or I could sleep in the apartment building upstairs, which would probably be safer. But I'm not tired yet. So I'm going to keep trying to get to the hardware store. This time, sneaking. Alright, and I'm seen. What, are you trying to break your friends out? That'd be creepy game mechanics for, like, smart zombies. For them to signal in backup. So there's the car. I'm just trying to remove any noisemakers between me and target. Looks like fishing. So there's a few zombies around the car, but I don't think it's enough to stop me. No, don't hit windows. There's a bunch of zombies in the back of the hardware store. And they're coming out now. So I'm going to try to take them silently. Or as silent as I can. No, dude. Stop getting panicked. Just playing things safe. Anytime I'm significantly outnumbered. I will rely on superior weapons. Alright, I pissed off the zombies in this building behind me. Oh, wrong weapon. Don't want to deal with that first. Man, I hit that zombie twice with a crowbar while they were laying on the ground. Still didn't kill them. Tough zombies are tough. And now I'm exerted, so the damage I'm going to do is going to be much lower. Eventually that convenience store will probably be emptied out, and that might not be a bad place to find additional food. I'll be losing daylight here pretty shortly, and if I recall, there was like maybe 8 or so zombies I saw in the hardware store, so there should still be like 5 in there, approximately. If you're trying to keep track of my kills, I'm up to 363. Oh boy. Alright, I do hope that 2/3 of you will be upset that I do in fact end up finding a sledgehammer, but we'll see. Just about ready to go in. There's 4 more left. 5 more. Much warmer in this building than the outside. That's for sure. Some zombie got pissed off in the back, and they're going to try to find a path to me. Breaking their way. The health overlay on the weapons is nice? Yeah, it is. I agree. There's a lot of things like that that I think we'll eventually probably make it into vanilla. I'll take a trowel, knowing that I'm gonna want to farm eventually. Whoa! Coming out of the woodwork. My exertion and panic are not doing me any favors. I've never seen a line this long for the bathroom of a hardware store. Or the back room of a hardware store. Oh, I don't need more of them. And now I am both drowsy and tired, or exerted. Worst time to be fighting. I do think I could probably get through the hardware store before turning in for the night, though. Light foot is always nice. More of you idiots. I'm tired, piss off. So the shovel might be nice for me to grab. So I can dig up soil and move it for farming. Nope. I'm a nope out of this. They must have just broken down a door and released the proverbial floodgates my way, and I'm just too tired to take them on. Oh. I was trying to get back to the pawn store shop up top, but looks like there was a flood of zombies that came out of that storefront too. Oh boy. Feeling a little cornered. Have I played Z-Zone? I have, yeah. So despite sitting on the ground for, I don't know how long that was, I'm still exerted. Have I played There Are Billions? I have, yes. I think I'm just going to take the whole bottle of vitamins. I think it's very likely I need the whole thing. Alright, the exertion just went away. This will help with the tiredness. I do see the time. So I'm going to be heading to the pawn shop apartment. Instead of pushing to the hardware store. Because I don't even know how many came out of the hardware store. It looked like at least half a dozen. And it's dark, and I'm tired. I don't think they saw me. I don't even have a hammer. I just realized I was like preparing to craft a sheet rope to get out the window. But without a hammer, I'm just going to have to wing it. By wing it, I mean grow wings like I drink Red Bull and leap. But at least it's a relatively safe bed for the night. Could be worse. And just make sure there's definitely no one in here. And this is one of those sleep with one eye open kind of deals. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Arctic, which originally streamed live on Twitch April 13th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers.